Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm so excited to announce this new series. This is going to be a whole series of fold forming. Now, we are not going to be looking at any projects per se, but the techniques. Now, I recently had an opportunity to go up to Canada and spend about a week with Charles Lewton Brain, where we filmed up to about 50 or so of these projects. So this is going to be rolled out throughout the year. Make sure you guys check back often, or better yet, subscribe so that you don't miss any of them. In this first video, we are going to talk about the anatomy of the basic fold form, and we are going to start off with a basic line fold. So let's jump in now and see what Charles has to say about it, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
So this is the anatomy of a basic line fold, and I'm going to take a piece of metal. I'm going to fold it loosely with my fingers. It is of course annealed, and at this point we have a large soft loop, and now I'm going to mallet that flat. And this gives us several parts. It gives us the fold edge, which is here, and it gives us the legs, which is anything hanging down from a fold edge, and it gives us the closed side where the fold edge is, and the open side where the legs open up. That's our basic starting point for a line fold. So I've got two basic line folds here, and this one has been annealed and this one has not been annealed, and so I'm going to open them, and this is a design choice right off the bat. So if we want a very, very tall line fold, then you don't anneal it before opening. But if we want a shorter one, then we do anneal it, and you can see the difference right here. So that anneal or not anneal is a design choice. Okay, so now we're going to take the basic line fold, and I'm going to make one that runs all the way across one part of the sheet like that, and I'm not malleting too tight. Pretty tight, but not too tight. And then I'm going to make another one like this, because if I make two at once, it's less work if I want multiples. Now I'm going to go and anneal. I'm heating at the bottom so it preheats. And again, I'm looking for that orange. Okay, so here we've got our annealed double fold. I'm going to open it like this, and the same on the other side. And if I have to use a knife, I will. Anything to make life easy. Let tools do the work. So the first thing that happens is that scoring and bending is very much part of this. And as you can see, I now have a semicircular shape. So if I'm making the side of a box or something, this is ready to go. However, these are line folds. So I'm going to just open them and bring them down. And the control method, you look at the side of the line fold, and if it's tilted, you want it to be straight up and down. So to make it straight up and down, you pull the legs up and then you pull them down again, and that straightens it. Once they are both straight, making sure they are legs up, legs down. And now I'm going to gently mallet And I'm going to take a planishing hammer with a slightly crowned, slightly domed face, and I'm going to tap, and I mean tap. You see where I'm holding this to reduce the weight. And this is condensing the top of the line fold into itself and creating a work-hardened line on top of the ridge and two work-hardened lines underneath where the anvil strikes up at the exact same time. And so these are now two basic line folds, and I'm going to run another one across, and I'd like you to notice that this is thin and narrow and this is wider, and that has to do with how tight I made the fold edge in the first place. So I've now folded this over, and I'm going to place my finger next to the first line fold so that I don't injure it as I'm flattening to create this second line fold that's running across, or actually it's the third line fold. And there we go. And this is now ready for annealing again. And I'm going to open it. And mallet it flat, paying attention to the smooth parts in between. I'm going to now take our planishing hammer and confirm the second one. I don't want to hurt the first one, so if I need to, I can use a hammer to, just like a punch. And now I'm going to run another fold across there. And let's try this one on a slight diagonal.
Hold on, wait.
Like that. And now again, I'm protecting the first fold with my finger. And now it's time to anneal again. Okay, so after annealing, I'm going to open it up again, and we can see that a line has crossed our first middle line. And now I'm going to again make sure that it's not tipped. So pull legs up, pull them down, and that tightens that. You can see this one is tipped over. So again, pull legs up, pull them down, and that now makes that stand up much more directly. And I'm now going to confirm our latest line, which is this one. Again, near the middle, you may need to use a hammer like a punch so as not to miss your blow. Notice again how close I'm holding the head to my hand. All right, and so this is what we've got now. And so I will run one more across because I want to show you about how to use a piece of wood to close the corner. All right, so I'm going to place this piece of softwood into the vise. It's pine. And now instead of trying to use the anvil underneath and getting exactly in between, if I mallet into the softwood, then the first lines will punch downwards, and I will be able to get a nice fold edge, even though they're close together. And now it's time to anneal again and unfold. Okay, so at this point it's been annealed, and I'm going to use a knife. Always keep metal between you and the knife blade. And then open that up. And mallet that down. And confirm as best I can. I may need to switch hammers. It just needs a little bit of downwards pressure, and that's what brings it together. And as we can see, we now have multiple line folds, and the earlier ones appear to sit above later ones. And so if you read this like a weaving, you can tell the sequence that they were done in. So the earlier one visually is on top of later ones.